Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is David A. Stone and welcome to another exciting episode of Develop Awesome Skills. Behind me is my kitchen here at Stonehaven that I built, and now I'm gonna show you how I built it. This was back in 2016 and I never actually published these videos, so let's do this. This is the final cabinet that comes out along with this one that's gonna match up right here. This post is going to be exposed on the outside here. So what I need to do is build the rest of this wall. So I think I'm going to take one 4x4 and actually build it right next to this and secure it to this one. And then this one is, as you can see that I notched it out earlier, I notched it too deep. I actually have to only notch it half the size of a 2x4 so I can notch the other one and it'll just set right in there. So I need to redo this piece. I need to measure this one, cut it, put a brace in there, and get this all secured. Put the track on both sides, hang these cabinets. And then I need to put along the wall, I don't know if you can see it back there, but I need to add some wood along the wall over here. Let's get going. All right, so I got my measurements for the pieces that I need. I need a 34.5 piece for a new end piece with a notch for the exposed end, half the top. I need a 31-inch piece, which is basically the amount of the bracket plus the beam, because it's 30-inch beams. So I need to add the 1-inch brackets. That's 31 inches. And then I need a 26-inch along the top, which I might have to trim down, and I will have to notch the top as well. And then I'm gonna brace in between those two pieces. I'm gonna save the brace for this to cut last to see the exact measurement, but I'm gonna get those two braces, a 36.25 and a 49 3/8. So I'm gonna go get to cutting right now. I kinda like this piece here as my exposed piece. I think this knot is pretty cool, and I like the grain kind of coming up and the color difference. So I might actually try to get both of these knots in there. There is a knot also at the end that I like, so maybe, I just think this one, you know, that one's pretty cool, but this one up here I kind of like even better. So maybe I will cut it, start here, and then make this be the exposed piece. Let me measure this out and see what we got. We'll need a 34.5-inch piece. So if I took off 10 inches off the top, then I would get the beam looking like that. And that might be nice for actually the top of it, so I might notch this side. I kind of like some of this, so maybe I'll just take off 12. Don't forget these bad boys. They are dirty. All right, so my first cut is going to be a 34.5 inches. Test this, make sure I did good. Boom, 34.5 inches, exactly. I like those exactlies. This is the end post. Now, if that's the front, that means I'm gonna have to notch this part here, half the size. So if it's, well, I'll go 2 inches because it's 3.5 inch. So if I come in, that's my front, I wanna notch the back out 2 inches. I can come down 1.5 inches. I'll take this piece off here. So that'll be my notch. And then I'll do the other one opposite notch and set it in there. But I'm gonna wait to cut the notch until after I cut all my pieces. I numbered each one of these pieces to 5, right? With all the different measurements. And here's all my pieces here. I got the 2 braces on the end, and then the big post, and then the other 2 braces. And I numbered them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just because it's easier that way. So now I have to notch this one, and then I'm also gonna have to notch number 3. So I'll have to notch that one. Let me show you how that notching is gonna go in. This is going to be my main post. This is the front side of it. So when I cut this notch out, I want this to sit flush with it, right? I want this to kind of come in and just lock up in there, just so I can bolt it down. So what I'm gonna have to do, if I cut this part off the top here, then I'm gonna have to cut the bottom out here to that same measurement, and then, well, it'll probably have to be a little bit more, you know, but then I'll just kind of put it right in there and then screw it straight down. So then the face has nothing on it. The face is just clean all the way about. And then this end will just lay directly on number 2, straight up like that. So if I did my job right, this is gonna be the same height as this. Boom, check that out. So they're the same height. That's exactly what I was looking for. So I'm gonna notch these out. We're gonna get these installed. The notch on this first one, I'm gonna have it come down 1.5 inches, and it's gonna come down 2 inches. I'm just gonna use the hacksaw for this because 2 inches is a little bit deeper than my circular saw can go. All right, so I got my first cut. Now I gotta go straight down. Probably use the circular saw for this one because it only goes down 1.5 inches. There we go, nice little notch. Got my first notch. Number 3 is going to sit inside of it. So I have to cut the reverse amount out of this. So I'll come down 1.5 inches and over 2 inches. And that little piece will fit right inside there. Circular saw on this first cut. So the circular saw, as you can see, went down 1.5 inches, but didn't go all the way down my 2 inches. So I'll just use the hacksaw to finish off that piece. I can run it on this side here first. So as you can see now, I just have to go down a little bit further on the hacksaw. And actually, I might be able to just break that off. Yeah, you have to clean up that little edge there. See how it fits. Nope. Got it wrong. So it looks like I have to cut off another 1/2 inch. I need to leave this much, basically. So yeah, I have to shave off that much. That's what I was looking for. There we go. Boom. Probably take a little bit more off just to make it fit in there a little bit better. All right, yep, that's what I'm looking for. Got my notch. So now I have all the pieces I need to build the rest of that wall. So let's get started. First I'm gonna move these cabinets back out of the way. Actually, I need to do the dry fit first. So close, I could probably hammer that in. Or I could just take a little bit off this one, just hair. And that one will fit nice and snug in there. So that's good. Shave a little hair off this one. So here's my end piece. Here's the post base. Here's the piece with the notch. So it sticks out a little bit right now. I think I'm gonna have to trim a little bit off the end of this base here to make it be level with my cabinet. See right there, the post sticks out, which I don't necessarily want. I need to trim this, the end of this brace piece, so that it will be flush with the cabinet right there. I need to take, I'm gonna pull 1.5 inches off this side. There it is. Before I install this, I'm gonna need to put my boards at the end of the wall over here, so I can make sure that this is the exact measurement, because once I brace those and push them up against the wall, it's going to be a specific measurement. So I might have to trim a little bit more off this board before I install this wall. But I think that's gonna be a nice secure joint. I'm happy with this wall I'm building. I think it's gonna be perfect because concrete countertops are heavy, but this will provide a nice mid support for everything.